Hi, and welcome to the channel. We're going to be doing a masculine Christmas card with the Stay Squirrely from Unity Stamp Company. I love the sayings, but I'm only going to be using Squirrely because I've been thinking about back to my childhood when there was an album called A Squirrely Christmas, and I'm going to link that album below. I have found myself singing, "We're going to have a squirrely Christmas" around the house this year, and I am excited to use this stamp set. I have removed the cushion from the Misty because when we stamp with this stamp set, because it is a red stamp set and it already has the cushion, we don't need that cushion. I will stamp this twice using Memento black ink so that I can color this with Copic markers. But I think this squirrel is just absolutely adorable, and he doesn't have to be used just for Christmas. You can also use him for Valentine's Day or just a fun card to send someone. I will also link below where I made ornaments, and I'm using the scraps from that. And how I'm going to get the word "just squirrely" is I'm going to place this in my Misty, and I want to put a piece of Post-it note tape over the word "stay." And then I will ink up the word "squirrely." And we want to make sure that it adheres down well, and then pull away the Post-it note paper so that ink doesn't transfer. And then we will type the word "squirrely." I mean, not type, but stamp the word "squirrely." I've also pulled out an old stamp set by Simon Says, and I just want to use the word "Christmas." And I want you to see that you can do the same technique on clear stamps. And I know the fonts are different, but I like that because it just adds some interest to the saying. So it will say I will say "Squirrely Christmas." Now I'm going to color up the image. This image doesn't have to be colored, but I want it to. I'm going in with a light N1 around the squirrel, and through the squirrel I will use that light color for the blending too. And around in our area, squirrels are gray, and they have white bellies, and part of the back of their tail is white. So I'm coloring him up to look like that squirrel. When looking on Google, I see that there are brown squirrels that you may come in contact with. So you could color him up brown if you wanted to. I'm also going to use C7. I want to add some more contrast to this, but it is a little harsh. So I will go back in with N1 and blend that out together, but I really want it to give just a little bit of interest to him. And I do end up, when I coloring the little log that he's sitting on, but when I finally finished the project, I decided that I was going to fussy cut away that log and just have him sit on some branches. But you, of course, can use this log, and I'm just adding and highlighting some of the areas with those colors of C9 and E15. Now, in the comments below, if you could tell me how you would like to use this little squirrel set. Would you use it in a scrapbook layout? Would you use it on a Valentine's Day card? I also pulled out some of my branches from Simon Says and die cut them. I'm going to run them through my Xyron sticker machine because they are just so little. I find it's the most easiest way to add that to the card and have that adhesive on it. I wanted to also make sure that I cut it out in 2 different colors just to give some variation to the colors of the branches on the trees. And it's so easy to peel this away. I want to make it look like it's coming from the side, so I'm putting it as close as possible and stacking up those 2 layers. I really like how this turns out because it looks like the branch of a tree, and of course the squirrels in the tree. So here's where I decided that I didn't want that wood on the image, and I fussy cut it away, and I like how he just sits there. And I've also die cut out the sentiment. I'm going to use gems because I thought, well, this is a Christmas card and I know it's supposed to be outside, but I'm going to add some lights to the tree. And who knows, this squirrel could be up in the tree in your yard that you have decorated with lights. And I really love how the gems shine on the card and just add a little bit of interest. And just a little bit of sparkle. Don't we all just love to add a little sparkle? I think that's the reason that I love Christmas. It makes me happy because the house is decorated in pretty bright, different colors. Things sparkle and are lit up. And then when you ride around town, you know, houses are lit up. It's just so warm, inviting, and welcoming that I believe that is one of the fun parts of Christmas and this time of the year. And so we will adhere all of those elements down on the card. But to adhere them, I think I'm going to pop up the squirrel using pop-up dots. I am going to pop up the panel, and I will also pop up the saying. I just want a little bit of dimension on the card. But you do you and decide how you would like it. I also pulled this paper from a 6x8 pack that I'll link below too. I like the paper. It comes from a vintage Christmas pack that I also showcased in another video on how to use 6x8 paper. And I really wanted to add something to the little squirrel. Now he has hearts around him, and I ended up deciding I wanted him to hold a heart. But you could also stamp out a present and have him holding the present too. But I just wanted him to hold a heart because I just thought that was adorable. Next, I wanted to add a little bit more interest to the card and put some twine down. I am using some double-sided adhesive, and I'm going to wrap this twine around the card 3 times, then secure it again with the double-sided adhesive and cut it away. And because I'm going to pop that panel off, I decided that I would use the pop-up dots, and I will not be using the other side of the double-sided tape, because I don't need it when it pops off that platform. The reason I'm going to pop up the sentiment is I wanted it to go across the twine on the card. And I just like the look of that. And I didn't really like it tucked behind. So now I have my Squirrelly Christmas card that I love. I am going to place it in my Score Buddy. I have put Barely Art glue all over the back of this, and I'm going to use the Score Pal so that I can line up the card really quickly and easily onto my card base. And this is just a quick tip to get that card adhered down and ready to go and spread joy to someone. So here's the finished look. I think it's a great masculine card. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Here's a suggestion from YouTube. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you next time. And Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a squirrely Christmas.